All right, hello everybody. Welcome to VR Master League. I'm here today with the final game of the Americas that will be streamed, and well, just in general, we've got ourselves Schlart team, which, as I've now learned, for some reason I can't spell. Every time I tag their team, it seems like I always forget the CH. Silly me. Anyways, it's Schlart's team coming in against Corrupt. Players starting to file on in, but yeah, gonna be fun to see this match. It's been a little while since I've been able to see these teams, particularly Schlart team. It's been back in I'll say like week 3 or so. Was our first stream around that point, and I just remember them really impressing. Did some back-to-back streams on them that night, and they really had some great showings. But haven't seen them since. I'm curious to see how they perform today. Schlart team coming in 10-7. I mean, that's a really nice record for them. With a 1200 rounded MMR in that diamond division. Make sure I switch up the teams there real quick as well. But yeah, coming in against Corrupt, who's been just as well. Very, very good team. I mean, 8-5 record, so they have overall less matches played. See for Schlart's team, they've had just a lot of matches over the weeks here. Streamed or not, they're doing some work. Corrupt just the same though. Winding up in gold here as we wind down the season. And seeing if they can increase their record even more with a potential victory here today. Running with a roster of well, Phoenix, Ice, DJ Echo, Kotai, and Original. Yet to be determined who exactly they go with today, as we are missing a couple players still. Over on Schlart team's side, they have, of course, Schlart team captain, Slow XP, Green Pigeon, that Green Pigeon, that is to say. They have Aiden, Bashai, and Edgy McHairflip. What a name. But as we can see today, it's Pigeon, Schlart, Aiden, and Slow XP. And there we go, all of a sudden, we have a full roster on Corrupt's side, with a solid shot thrown into the mix, apparently. So perhaps League sub there, I do suppose. Although, now maybe it's just because I've missed a few days of cast because of my internet, but trying to figure out who's where these days. A lot of roster shifts and things going around. And in any case, will be the start of the first round here. So welcome to it, everyone in there in the streams on Twitch. Gonna see Newton collects police CG. And here we go. Starting in this first round will be Slow XP walking it up the floor. And Schlart there to the nest and up to that Green Pigeon. Dodging all through the defense, but unable to use that full wingspan. And I should, because he's a pigeon right there, though. Oh, just a smidgen off. Aiden cutting it off. And now it's sent off there, though. Or getting cut off, I should say. Lots of brawls, a million brawls going on here in this side of the floor. But all the meanwhile, retaining it, that Green Pigeon, so not a problem. Now they've got the defense kind of off balance for the moment. They might have themselves a good number situation here, 2-on-2, maybe 3-on-2. There goes the defense, though. That stat coming back with some ferocity. It's a solid shot. Lining up the clear, and now just trying to line up a boost just the same. Schlart, though, doing a good job to make it all disorderly on that stack and buy some time for his team. There's Echo, but will not go for the 3-point shot, just digging out the post. Taken back here, snagged by Kotai, and getting it to DJ. Turning up the music, pumping the volume, and it's 2 to Corrupt. Starting it off here. See Collection there saying, what do I do? Starting streaming, what do I have to do to get my stream supported by VRML? That's about it. Just say, hey, we got a stream. There's a forum, granted, on the announcements page, League Announcements channel, where you can submit it. But as far as getting shoutouts and stuff like that, I mean, we're not shy about, you know, giving pretty much any community shoutouts people want for their various things, as they go in for a shot that just zings right past the post. Yeah, but if you guys want, you know, shoutouts, happy to do it. If we know about it, that's basically what it comes down to. Same if you guys got video content you want shown off on stream, as long as it's royalty-free music and such that we can actually play on Twitch. Happy to show those pre-streams and intermissions and such. Right here, it's Corrupt looking to score a second time, perhaps. getting stunned out, though, over there. It's Quotai taking the disc back, trying to send it over to the barrier. Unable to find a teammate on that connection, but taking it back for the moment, at least. Solid shot up here from the ceiling. Gonna go off the nest. A very, very soft pass on that spin shot now. It's Quotai. Goes up by another couple points. They are up to 4 for a Corrupt. All right, so a few minutes off the clock here. Schlart team still needing to find some points. Not down by too much, though, as they do avoid that stack. The sack, as Dimwee said, kind of making that football comparison. See a lot of these speedy defensive stacks coming on through and causing all kinds of trouble for teams. Happened in recent streams as well. But over here, solid shot, slapping it over to the midfield. Sub stuns all the meanwhile, rigging through the arena, diving up the goal there, trying to recover that. Well, was not able to for a Schlart team, so they're going to have to get back on the defense now, perhaps, as Phoenix tries to just go to the front line, meet the players, meet their teammates. A nice pass to the boots, and it's a snag out, but take back. And look at that, finding the hands of Phoenix at the end of that interesting series of plays. A lot of exchanges of possession in a quick succession, but much success coming in for Corrupt here. You can kind of see the dangers there, not opting for the immediate pass, kind of, had the option on the backboard, and as a result, and you do that against some good goalies, they'll punish you if you don't go for the extra pass at times. That said, it did work out for Corrupt in the end, so not too much of an issue. Meanwhile, Schlart team here kind of finding an issue scoring at the moment in this first round. They send it back on the pass to Schlart, trying to ping-pong around that defense. Solid shot just clobbering people there in the midline. Slow XP, slowing it down, dodging through, kind of feeling the presence of the defense on the neck, the hairs raising, of course, as Schlart goes for the play on that goal, passing it right down below. Nicely done to Slow XP on the slow play. And therefore, Schlart team, they got their first couple points. Took 4.5 minutes, but they're glad to take it any way they can get it. And over in the Twitch chat, Cookie from Real Speed says hello. Palidore from VRML says hi back. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for being delicious, because cookies. Over here, it's Solid Shot. Trying to steal the cookies and dump it into the cookie jar, but nope, it's going to be Slow XP there, recovering off the good boost, and now looking to break up some stacks at the same time. Slow XP doing a good job to just delay Corrupt a bit here. Maybe opening, let's see, nope. The opening closed by Phoenix. Through the fire and the flames, Phoenix carried on with that great grab near the goal. Now, we'll be taken back by Phoenix, so maybe going defense to offense to the jukes, but no, the oops on the alley. Oops, that is, to say, but unable to convert, so tough missed opportunity. Now the brawl's once again a big thing in the back line. And getting there first with just a tiny bit of time, but no success on the conversion. Solid shot now, taking it back and sending it to the midfield, into the tunnel, that is, where Green Pigeon will take it away, sending a very tough one, kind of threading the needle on that pass, and now a much easier, calmer one to Schlart on the midfield. Back up, though, it goes. Some beautiful pass work, and they make it work, making Corrupt hurt, in fact. It's a 2-point match. Schlart team bringing it back with some great execution on that. 4 points for Schlart team, 6 for Corrupt. Still 4 minutes left, and Corrupt joust advantage. All right, so Phoenix trying to roll out, but that one botched just a little bit, and see if they can put another notch in that belt with a shot. Nope, it's going to be taken out, slapped out there by Phoenix, but we'll just go kind of back and forth, exchanging possessions. No players able to retain it too much in these last 15 seconds or so, bouncing up every which way. That Green Pigeon now just going to bounce on through, send the pass to the shoulder, diving off of that was Aiden, but getting stunned. Great job there by the defense of Quotai, and playing some brawls as well. Solid shot now, taking it away, having it taken back and back again. So the craziness continues with all of these clusters in the midfield. That's going to finally find its way to the orange zone, but so do the orange players here, taking defensive positioning, but a tap and a not on the shot, unsuccessful there. You can see not happy with that miss on that one, so a couple missed opportunities here for Corrupt to just advance their lead a little bit more again, find a little bit of breathing room here as we approach the last couple minutes of round one. But that's going to be slung right through again and sent into the midfield, into the orange zone now, as a couple different stacks all meet it at once. And now finally shutting it in. It's a DJ Echo. Put themselves up by 5 points off a timely 3-point shot. Just coming in off that boost. Nicely done. Still 221 though, and 5 points is definitely not a GG, Polyrath. Not yet, anyways. Just the first round and 5 points, not all too many for Schlart team to make up for. And of course, still have at least 10 more minutes to go. Schlart team on the offense here. They don't need to act too fast, just need a high percentage goal. I mean, 2 minutes is enough time if they can get a quick 2 right here. Or a quick 2 or 3, depends what the defense gives them. But that said, that turnover, any turnover at this point will be a bit damaging, so they lose it. And with that loss, precious seconds off the clock, if nothing else. But Schlart team does retain and sends it through the midfield. Looking like they miss a little bit of a grab there, which might cost them, in fact, and it does as well. So slinging it back to Quotai. Unfortunate, because had they been there first, that could have been an open 3, and that could have indeed just made it a really close game once again. That said, Green Pigeon trying to duck and jump over all of the defensive players, but look at that. It's Phoenix on the fly, getting it right out of the air, snagging it and sending it to the back lane. But Schlart team will retain once again. So Green Pigeon over on Schlart now, going for a Joker trade. Oh dear, oh my, getting by into the feet. It's Schlart team with a with a Joker trade. And that is royalties in the mail, heading the way of Jaywalker right now. All right, so will be 50 seconds left on the clock. Still time with a quick turnover here, which might be happening. There you go. 45 seconds. They do not need to rush it still. Now, they may need to go for a 3, but they need to get someone on the goal first. Now, if they do go out for a 2 and make it quick, it's still okay. But that said, just get stunned, taken away. Solid shot. Doing more than solid work over there to deny that attempt. And now with that, that may very well close off the round. I mean, again, the second's winding down. As long as they don't allow a 3. That said, the goal is open, so hold on a hot second. Oh, the shot just missing. However, that's going to sling back, and that was the window closing. It didn't even have to be a Hail Mary. That would have just been a solid 3, but got rid of it a bit fast there, and that will close it off as Corrupt here. Just sending it off that side. Maybe one more play on the goal, and it's going to bounce off and maybe back in. No. There we go, 9-6, favoring the side of Corrupt, but it was not easy. Not easy whatsoever. I mean, there were 2 times in the last minute and a half or so that there were open goals. The first time, Schlart team had missed it due to missing a regrab, so they got there about half a second too late. The second time, just kind of that hurried shot from that kind of tough angle, granted, you know, those below the goal shots, but nonetheless, you know, 2 chances at an open goal, so kind of a misassignment there that could have costed Corrupt, especially at that juncture. But fortunately, we're not able to convert. But just goes to show, see, definitely not GG's, not with 2 minutes left. Schlart team almost tied it up there for an OT situation. Was still, nonetheless, a good job for Corrupt, and they're going to feel good, especially off of those saves from Phoenix. 5 of them, in fact, to go along with those 2 points. I mean, playing some nice defense in those lanes, showing some good control overall. Schlart team as well. I mean, when they did get some of their attempts at goal, they were showing some, you know, some good back passing and you know, trying to look for those plays as well. But just having a tough time breaking through as much as they needed to, and that defense, of course, breaking them up a little bit more than they would have liked. That said, we got 10 minutes. We got a second round. We got the potential for the third, as always. And let's see. Let's see if Schlart team is able to turn it around. All right, here we go. So, launch out. That almost goes in directly off at Joust. I mean, talk about a hot start. Nonetheless, it will be taken by that Green Pigeon. Pigeon ducking beneath once, but not twice, being stunned out off that second diver. So really looking to accommodate the jukes. Of course, always the danger with ducks and jumps, especially with ducks. Those are more often than not the more frequent thing that people choose to go with. Obviously, a little bit less physically straining, and you don't necessarily have to, when you duck, you don't have to come back up, unlike with jumps, where if you jump, well, your gravity's bringing you back down in a second. So it's kind of risky going for those sometimes, though, because if people start reading it, that's when you get those situations where Schlart, well, makes a good play there. That's where you get those situations where you get stunned out on the goal. But see, that one, instead of trying to go too jukey, that green pigeon sends a great pass instead to Schlart. And no jukes necessary, just team play. And that's great to get their first 2 points on the board over Corrupt. All right, so Phoenix rolling out here, but oh, that Joust just astray on that one. Kind of an unforced turnover, and I definitely want to be careful about that because this could give Schlart team some good momentum. They're going to roll it in, and some good placement again on that bottom of the goal from Slow XP, getting the 5th point. That was a 3 as well, 8 meters out. Didn't even realize at first, but that's going to hurt even worse. Nice hit. So Schlart team up 5-0. Great start for them. So Corrupt now, they got to maintain control here, try not to turn it over again, and just show that good control. I mean, and you know, there we go. Obviously for Schlart team, they're not going to want to press too hard. That's kind of the thing about stalling. Works great when you're ahead, not necessarily as much when you're behind. That being said, though, the stack's getting bothered quite a bit back there. It's just going to enable a walk-in goal. That was a full just end-to-end from Quotai, from mid-court onwards. Kind of juggling, looking at the back line, but seeing that everyone was contesting each other, just dueling with the punches. So enabled Quotai to walk it right on in, not a problem. 2 points for Corrupt. And now the first offensive joust of round 2 for Schlart's team here. Off of that score. So passing plays, they're trying to roll out, a bit too strong on that, so this may indeed go back to Corrupt, and that's a quick tap over to Phoenix. Nice recognition as Phoenix sends it off that side wall. However, well prepared was that green pigeon in that flight path. And trying to juke out the defender with some pass fakes. Always a good thing because you see these days people so good with reading those lanes. All right, so that green pigeon, pass over there to Schlart. Going to be collapsed upon, but just long enough. Enough time for Aiden there to find that great play. Barely through the defense. I mean, he had a punch coming in a half second. He had a goalkeeper about 4 or 5 meters out, but just a nice shot once more, and will be 7 points for Schlart team. You know, now looking much more warmed up and much more collected on the whole with these plays. All right, so on this launch, bouncing a bit all over the place, going to the midfield where Solid Shot takes it over. Over to Quotai now. Quotai, oh, gets it by 2 defenders right over the arms and disarming them for the 5th point. What a shot that was, though. Did not have even a line of vision, really. Had 2 bodies just about fully blocking. That was a nice hit off that backboard angle. Tough, but got it through. So that makes it a 2-point game. And much higher scoring to start off this second round compared to the first, which ended 9-6. Right now we're already 7-5, and we still have 6 minutes remaining in the second round. So more output coming in offensively for these teams, both of them. And DJ Echo trying to maneuver around, loses a disc. Oh, slap shot and dinging off, almost a thing of beauty there. But no go and no goal. Quotai, though, maybe. Trying to send a pass over, a bit precarious on that bounce. So we'll bounce a few different places going to the tunnel where Slow XP tries to meet it there with Schlart, but overshooting a bit. Still that green pigeon playing that back lane, and there's the nice intercept. Talk about how those pass fakes come in useful because of plays like that. So good at intercepting those mid-lane throws these days for a lot of these players. Now that said, Slow XP, oh, just barely missing, right off the bottom, an inch off. We'll have a second attempt. Oh, again, an inch off. Third time, will not be denied, but then had to settle for a 2 instead of the 3. So, points all the same, but 4-point game. Schlart team still in this to win this and force that third round if they can. Looking good for it so far. All right, so will be Phoenix delivering it here to Echo and DJ Echo to Quotai. Quotai has a cutting player, I should say. That's just going to bounce right back to their midfielder, though. Some good positioning here from Corrupt. The shot attempt looked good. Oh, the putback was great. Quotai saying, hold on a second, let me take this and let me make this. And that's a highlight for sure. 9-7 brings it back to a 2-point game off of just the grab and the fling. All right. So nice plays there, putting some steez, but also efficiently off of the putback. Green Pigeon sending it to the sideline, and just maneuvering through was Schlart on that stack. Got to be careful here. You can see the redirection. Now that the stack is broken up, this is where you do need to push. So when you have like aggressive midfield defenders like this is where you try as an offense to collect that and take advantage of a numbers situation if you can. But if you allow them too much time to kind of get back, which they still really aren't. I mean, really, a Schlart team could be making some plays on this perhaps, but now I'm meeting them there as DJ Echo with a grab. Indeed, it's kind of those cases, because the reason for instance, oh, hold on, a grab here by Solid Shot. But the reason for the slow offense is the drag-out defenses, right? Right there, nice passing play, but Green Pigeon diving out to punch. But yeah, if the defense drags themselves out for you without you even forcing it, like some of the midline defense where they get try to cause a steal, but then they get stunned out. Definitely those kind of situations you want to try and push also, if possible. Right here, pushing in, uncontested was Phoenix. Now we've seen a couple of these plays, once now from Phoenix, once earlier from Quotai, I believe, where it was just these kind of walk-in goals because of the defense not really being there, and basically it just comes down to the goalie trying to decide, well, am I going to sit here and try and line up the save? Am I going to dive out? And a lot of the time, especially if they're driving in from three-point land, you don't really want to dive and risk, giving the three too early and things like that. But, that's kind of the problem being at the numbers disadvantage when you have one stuck in goal, then have the other players just kind of walking it in. I mean, like right here, will be walked right in from Aiden. Got the nice pass at the boots and put it through. Schlart the assist. They put him back up by 2. It is really neck and neck. Neither team now in the last couple minutes seemingly getting that breathing room. Schlart team had a very nice start. Got up by 5 points or so, 5 or 6. And now they want to close it off if they can. Want to force this third round. The immediate fling there, forced by the defense. But a turnover now going to Pigeon. Slow XP linking up, but they do miss a grab. Did cost them some open goals earlier. Might cost them again here. Let's see. It'll be on the edge. It's Echo. Now looking for a grab. A nice short boost. That was really well done from Echo. You can see, even though Echo was only, maybe 8 feet away from that disc, he still figured, I'm going to turn around real quick just to see if there's an available player for a boost or a leech. And there was. And it's the very small things like that which make a huge difference when you're pressing up on the ladder and just trying to, increase in rank. It's all the small things, the small edges of advantage. And that said, Schlart trying to look for that advantageous goal with the defense off position. Will also be off position on the shot, however, as it gets slapped over to the midfield. Taken right back, Aiden mishandling, and that's going to be sent deep into the orange zone now. So a chance to tie it or take a lead here for Corrupt, depending on what happens, but no, will be Schlart team getting there first with a slap through. All right, Phoenix with that disc, and now it's going to be very, very pertinent here for Schlart team. Obviously, if they can score one more time, that could very much be ice. But if they lose it, they want to be super careful with their positioning. They want to have a player in an area where if they do have a turnover, they're able to get back into the goal. They do not want a three-pointer scored at this point. So right here, that turnover like I mentioned, but see now the 3-point maybe about to be conceded. Let's see, it's a shot. Oh, it's hot. Quotai gets it by for the 12-11 lead for Corrupt. And that is a huge shot there, momentous occasion, and that is exactly what Schlart team was needing to avoid there. Unfortunately, you see once a turnover happened, kind of getting a little bit bold and going for the grab, whereas instead, worst case, forced the OT, but they conceded that 3-point shot, and now it's not even an OT, it's just a victory potentially, unless they get something going here very, very fast. That gets slung side to side. It's going to hit the orange bubble, and it is done. That bubble is popped. Corrupt popping off late to take the steal of a victory away from Schlart. 12 to 11. Exciting round, exciting finish. Just a couple small giveaways there. And that open goal at the end, which turned it into a victory for Corrupt. And it's always tough when you're trying to, again, press every little edge and every little advantage. You're going to find those situations where sometimes it'll leave you, kind of leave you hanging and feeling like, oh, man, could have done that, executed that one differently. But it's the kind of the tough part about Echo, right? It's so much of it is moment-to-moment reactions, and I think in that occasion they just couldn't quite get back into the goal in time and, you know, recognize the clock situation in that case. So it was Corrupt taking that away in an upset of a second round, that is to say. But on the whole, you know, doing a great job here, and yeah, look at that. I mean, 9 to 6 and then 12 to 11. And actually, I should note, upset as well in terms of the divisions. Now, their rounded MMR is actually the same, but you can see that Corrupt is in gold and Schlart team is in diamond. So kind of depends, I guess, on your points of view and all that. But on the whole, entertaining match. And looking at those stats there, you can see the high points for the side of Corrupt. Quotai by a mile, 12 points there. 3 assists, 3 saves, 2 steals, 13 stuns. Some very impressive work there. Had a solid shot coming in with 4 assists, which is a great thing in its own. You know, coming in, again, a substitute kind of situation here, and not being disruptive at all to the flow of Corrupt's game. You know, not trying to hog the disc too much or do too much extra. It was just, you know, I'm going to get the disc, I'm going to pass it, I'm going to find some team play, I'm going to do some work in the mid lane. You know, I'm going to come in and do things that don't interfere with the flow and cohesion of what Corrupt normally does as a full roster, right? So that's the good stuff there from Solid. From Phoenix, 4 points, 1 assist, 5 nice saves as well, and 7 stuns. DJ Echo, 5 points, 1 save, 1 steal, 25 stuns. For Schlart team there, still some nice stats for them as well. I mean, you look at everyone got on the scoring board here. Everyone has at least a save. I mean, and a lot of good things going their way. You know, Aiden, 4 points, 26 stuns there. Slow with 9 points leading it, and 4 steals significantly there. Schlart with 4 assists to go with his pair of points and saves. And then that Green Pigeon with 2 points and 3 assists, as well as 2 saves, a steal, and 13 stuns. Every category filled up for Pigeon. But nonetheless, it will be Corrupt taking that victory. They're going to improve to 9-5 on the season. Schlart team will go to 10-8. Still mighty, mighty respectable for both sides. All right. So, with that said, we got one more game coming in, I think, 2 hours or so from now. Will be an OCE match coming in. Let's see. Yeah, so that's going to be actually more than so 3 hours from right now, 11:30 Pacific, 2 a.m. Eastern, and that'll be casted by Pam Wow and I. Indeed. Oh, see some interesting meta discussions going there. I missed that. Talking about punches and stuff like that. Well, I mean, stuns matter. The quantity doesn't necessarily matter, but quality certainly does. All dependent, but I would agree in general. Sometimes, you know, 100 stun games, if you see some of those, are definitely impressive to look at. But as far as whether they were needed or not, sometimes it is actually better to not stun. That is true. You know, stun discipline is a very real thing, not only because you don't want to take unnecessary risks, but sometimes stunning players actually enables them to get to their teammates, collect with their incoming teammates a little bit better at times. You know, basically you take a risk, and if you just leave someone stranded, you know, without a purpose, then it was just a needless risk, basically. So sometimes, yeah, that discipline does come in handy. But like in 3v3 especially, having dedicated brawlers was a super iffy thing. Much more risky because by having a dedicated brawler, you took out one player on the passing lanes, you took out 1 extra player to stack with, and when you only have 3 players, it's super tough. I think the nice thing about 4v4 is that it enabled a lot more styles of play to be practically executed. Not just brawling, but I mean, you know, you have brawling, you have the midfielders, you know, the more sticking goal, not perma goalies, but you know, you can basically still have someone in goal or in the midfield, depending on if you're on offense or defense. But you can still have a player covering off left, right, and center lanes. So that was the problem before. As you took out in 3v3 one player, that means there was always a lane open, and there was always very limited options. But at least with 4v4, if you're playing in these different roles, like one player is just kind of stack breaking, or one player is midfielding a bit more often, you still have at least two other players to pass to boost with, one to reset to. It's very that's why I like 4v4. It opened up a lot of new things. But anyways, don't mean to ramble. But you know, last stream of the night for now, anyways. So, hey. But anywho, yeah, tactical stuns, says Eric. Exactly. All right. So until next time, I've been Palidore. This has been VR Master League. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Been fun. If you guys happen to be awake still over 3 hours from now, we'll have some OC action for you. And if you're not, well, I'll see you tomorrow, probably. As long as my internet holds up. Fingers crossed. Only reason I haven't been here the last few days casting. But anyways, until then, I've been Palidore. This has been VRML Season 2, Week 8. Be happy, healthy, safe, and be good to each other. Thanks once more to our mods and our sponsors, by the by. And yeah, we'll see you again really soon. Bye, Cats, Police, and Eric. Have a good one.